everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Darian and today I'm going to be doing the Jan uary book tag. So this tag was created by Jan from Jan Agaton. That's why it's called Jan uary book tag. Get it? She's so clever. And this tag is basically all about the start of a new reading year, looking back at how your reading year ended last year and what you want to change going forward into a new year. Some fun questions like that. So let's just get into the first question. So the first question is, what is the last and first, if you remember, book that you read last year? So the last book I read in 2021, I almost said 2022. The last book I read in 2021, I almost said it again, 2021 was The Bear and the Nightingale by Catherine Arden. I read this in a 24-hour readathon and I was kind of disappointed by this book. I only gave it 3 stars, which is not a bad rating. I didn't dislike the book, but I didn't feel very strongly about it either way, honestly. So that one was a 5-star prediction also, so I was kind of disappointed. But my first book of 2021 was In Holidays by Christina Lauren, which I also gave 3 stars. So we started off the year on a mediocre note and we ended it on a mediocre note. If that doesn't explain 2021, I don't know what does. So my first read this year was 4 stars, which I'll get to in a second, but we're off to a better start at least. So yeah, the second question is, what was your first read this year? And the first book I finished, I actually started it when it was still 2021, but the first book I finished in 2022 was 7 Days in June by Tia Williams. And I really like this book. I mean, I've heard like people rave about this book and I didn't like it as much as other people seem to. I gave it 4 stars. I liked it. The audiobook was really good. I had a few issues with it, but overall really liked it and I would recommend it. So there is heavy trigger warnings in that book for self-harm and drug use though, so just be aware of that before you read it. But it was a really good book to start the year off. The next question is to share 3 of your reading goals for this coming year. So my first one obviously is my Goodreads goal, which is to read 75 books. Last year I read I think 82 and my goal was 65. I was pretty sure I was gonna beat it and obviously I did. So I'm quite sure I can get to 75. I kind of have like in the back of my head, I kind of have a goal to read 100 books. I don't know if that's gonna happen. I am not the fastest reader. I usually only read like 6 to 8 books per month, so there's nothing there's nothing that's telling me that I can reach that goal, but I would love to reach it one day, but for now my goal is 75 books. My second goal is to be more intentional about reading from POC authors this year. Last year I definitely put more of a focus on seeking out books by POC authors because up until last year I think I was just reading whatever was popular, and oftentimes books by white authors are more popular in the publishing industry and we don't need to go into that, but this year I want to be even more intentional about seeking out books by POC authors. I think last year I read 38% of the authors I read from were POC authors, so I definitely want to do better than that last year. I'd like it to look more like 50-50. Yeah, that's definitely a big goal for me this year. And another goal for me, I think I had the same goal last year, but I would love to read more mystery thrillers this year. Like, I always say that I love reading mystery thrillers and I barely read any, so I want to focus a lot on reading more mystery thrillers. And there's so many. I made a whole video about mystery thrillers that I want to read, so I would love to read a bunch of them this year. I mean, I bought a bunch recently, so hopefully I can get to those this year. Okay, the next question is to share 3 of your most anticipated titles that are releasing in 2022. The first one is one of my most anticipated reads ever. I am so excited about this book. It is called The Romantic Agenda by Claire Kahn, and this book is a romance with ace characters. I am so excited. I haven't read from Claire Kahn before. I know she's written other books that feature ace characters, but there's just something about this one that I have a feeling I'm gonna love. I think there's like a love triangle or a love square or something like that in this book, and I'm just so excited. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be so good. It comes out in March. I was declined for the ARC, which is sad, but it's fine. I already pre-ordered it, so I'm just so excited. The second book that I am very much anticipating is House of Sky and Breath by Sarah J Maas, which is the second book in the Crescent City series, and I really loved the first book, House of Earth and Blood. I'm so used to calling it Crescent City, but I guess I can't do that anymore. But yeah, I really love that book and I have a feeling I'm gonna like the second one even more. I did think about rereading the first one before the second one came out, but it only comes out in a few weeks, which is very soon, and I do not have time to reread an 800-page book. So yeah, but I'm very excited about that one. And the third one is obviously Bloodmarked by Tracy Deonn. This is the second book in the Legendborn series, and I love Legendborn so much. It was one of my favorite books that I read last year, like 2020 I mean. So I'm just so excited for the second book and to see what's going on, especially after that ending of the first book. Oh my god, I'm so excited. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to come out in November, so I'm just so ready. So the next question is, which goals did you reach or not reach last year? And I think I kind of already answered this. I did reach my Goodreads goal, which was to read 65 books, and I honestly don't remember much of my goals besides those, and I haven't rewatched that video that I made last year, but yeah. So the next question is, are there any new releases that are coming out this year that you have heard of but you're not very interested in? And I couldn't really think of any because I am very bad at keeping up with what's coming out. Like, I always hear about books that are coming out in the upcoming year, like the ones I mentioned that I was really excited about, but then like they kind of get lost in my brain, and then it'll be like a few weeks before they release and all of a sudden I'm like, oh my god, I'm so excited about that. So it was kind of hard to think of something that was like anticipated for other people that I wasn't interested in. So the only one that I could kind of think of was Book of Night, I think it's called, by Holly Black. I'm pretty sure that's releasing this year. And the only reason I've never read from Holly Black before, so maybe if I pick up the Cruel Prince series and like it, then maybe I'll pick this up. I have no idea what it's about, but all I know is that I hate the cover. I know a lot of people like it, but to me it just looks so boring. So that immediately turns me off from it. So yeah, that's why I'm not looking forward to that one, I guess. But like, I'm not saying I'm never gonna read it. It's just one that everyone seems to be anticipating, and I'm just kind of like, I don't know. It looks kind of ugly. The next question is, are there any reading habits that you want to change this year? And the main thing that I want to start doing is reading during the day. Most often when I read, I would say like 90% of my reading is done at night before I go to bed. And I don't know what it is, but in my mind, like, reading is like a before bed activity. And like, I do read during the day often, but it's like primarily at nighttime. So I really want to get into the habit of like reading during the daytime too. Like, it doesn't have to be just a nighttime activity. It's also because like, for whatever reason, I always put off reading. Like, I'm always like, oh, but I want to play Switch first, or oh, I want to watch a couple more YouTube videos first and then I'll read. And I want to stop doing that and actually like pick up my book when I actually want to, instead of like postponing it until later in the day and then it's always nighttime. Like, I love reading in the morning too. Like, I really want to start a habit of that, because the only times I ever read in the morning are when I'm doing a 24-hour readathon. And like, I just love waking up and then picking up a book and having my coffee while reading it. Like, it's just great. And so why don't I do it more? I don't know. So that's a habit I definitely want to start this year. The next question is, are there any adaptations that you're excited about this year? And I don't really know of too many that are coming out that like I've read the book for. The only one that I don't even know if it's supposed to come out in 2022, but the one I'm very excited about is Daisy Jones and the Six. It's going to be a TV show, and I know like they recently started filming and I'm so excited. Like, the cast is just perfect. Riley Keough and Sam Claflin. It's just so perfect. Oh my god. It's so perfect. I am so excited. Oh my god. Like, the granddaughter of Elvis can do no wrong as Daisy Jones, you know? You know? Okay, so that one I'm definitely very excited about, and I really hope that it comes out this year. So the next question is your favorite bookish memory from last year, and I'm gonna say that these count. These all have to do with like YouTube memories, but since I'm on BookTube, I feel like these count as bookish memories. The first one is obviously the Winers live show for Conviction that we did last February. It just had one of the most iconic moments honestly of my whole life, but definitely of my BookTube life. Oh my god, it was just so funny. I've put the clip in many videos. Maybe I'll insert the clip again here.
Off the rails for the two.
Is that Mackenzie Lee? Because that'd be really funny.
Is it?
It's probably not, but is it?
But imagine. But what if? Are you kidding? What the? Oh my god. Well, that makes a lot of sense. I can't believe it.
I'm sorry, I just commented what on Mackenzie Lee's comment on his god book?
Oh my god.
That one was just like, I remember also that day I was having a really bad day, and then that live show like lifted my spirits so much. It was so much fun and so funny, and like I just laughed so much that night. It was great. Another memory is obviously the whole leg cramp fiasco. Basically, I was on sprints with Lisa and Kasey, and I got a leg cramp like in the middle of us talking, and like I couldn't speak because it hurt so bad, and like all Lisa and Kasey saw was me like yelling in pain and like getting up off the couch and like off camera, and they just heard me yelling. They're like, is she okay? And then I felt so embarrassed because we were live and I was like losing my mind over this cramp that I just laughed for like 10 minutes and I wouldn't stop. So that was also really funny.
It's by the same author of Daughter of the Pirate King.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Ah!
Is everything okay?
We're getting no update.
This is not like oh my god.
Is she okay?
I don't know. Hello? The nervous laughter.
Oh my god, I just got a leg cramp. It hurts so bad.
It's like, what's happening right now?
I genuinely thought like she peed herself or something.
Oh my god.
That's so funny.
Me and Kasey just nervous laughing that whole time. Like,
Obviously, a memory that I will cherish is when I hit 1K, all thanks to Nahomy from Naomy's Library. She was doing a live show. I was in the comments of her sprints and she mentioned that I was close to 1K, and then a few people subscribed and I got there, and it was just a beautiful moment. And like the people on the live show were super nice about it, and like my goal when I started my channel was to hit 1K one day, and I didn't think it would take less than a year to do that, but oh my god, it just meant a lot to me, and obviously I will cherish that. And then finally, this was definitely like this was the only moment I had that was more private, but when me, Lisa, and Kasey exchanged our Christmas presents, and Lisa made ornaments for me and Kasey. She made me a Strange the Dreamer one and Kasey a yoke one, and me and Kasey like opened them at the same time, and we both started sobbing because we could like, I think all three of us kind of like in that moment just felt so grateful for our friendship, and like I'm just so lucky to have met these two. Oh my god, I'm getting emotional. But I'm just so lucky to have met these two. Like they have they've brought so much joy to my life, and like the best thing about booktube is the friends that I've made, and that was just a really special moment to like share with just us three. And we were all just crying because I mean obviously me and Kasey were grateful for the gifts, but like I think the three of us just felt really grateful for each other in that moment, and I love them so much. So that was really nice, obviously. So the last question is, are there any carryovers from last year that you still plan on finishing? And right now I think there's only one that I started last year that I am planning on finishing, and that is Beloved by Toni Morrison. I started this because it was assigned in one of the classes I had last semester, and then I was kind of rushing to finish my finals, and I realized that I didn't necessarily have to finish the book in order to do my finals, so I kind of put it on the side. I was also like going through a lot, and that is a pretty dark book, so I was like, hey, if I don't have to read this right now, then I'm just gonna put it on the side. But I was definitely planning on finishing it, and then this semester we're assigned it in another class I'm in, so it's gonna be perfect. I'm gonna finish it for that class, so definitely gonna finish that in the next couple of months. So that is the January book tag. I will obviously leave Jan's channel down below as well as her original video, so definitely go check that out. I'm not gonna tag anyone specific. If you want to do this tag, then I tag you. But yeah, thank you so much, Jan, for creating this tag, and thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon with another video soon. Bye!